Hey girlies, welcome back to the pod. So, super exciting episode today because it is the first week of the month. Happy August. Can't believe we're here. Low-key sad because I have school in a few weeks, but hey, it's okay. It's fine. But we're talking all about your guys' vacation story times, and I'm sure I'll probably share some of mine. So, get excited. But first, we have best and worst of the week. My best of the week was that I got to see my friend before I'm going out of town, and I'm not going to be seeing her for a while, so that was fun. I mean, I had just gone on a trip with her, but still. My worst of the week was that it was just like packing in general because I'm going to Nantucket. By the time this episode goes out, I will already have been in Nantucket for a while. But like packing, trying to fit all my stuff because I'm going there for like 6 weeks or something. And my bag is huge. Like honestly, it might be slightly concerning how much stuff I'm bringing, but I'm trying to justify it by the amount of time that I'm going to be there. But hey, it's okay. It's fine. But yeah, very exciting times. Currently, it's like 10:30 p.m. and I have to wake up tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. So very, very excited about that because I'm flying out tomorrow. But I think it'll be okay. Hopefully I'll actually sleep. I'm also very sweaty right now. I just got home. But hey, gotta do it for the pod, man. Gotta do it for the pod. Anyway, okay. Vacation story times. Funny stories. A lot of stories about creepy old men, which is like concerning, but also, am I surprised? Not really. It was honestly concerning the amount of stories. Like, at least 10 of the stories I got were about some creepy guy hitting on them, staring at them, doing something sexual, stuff like that, which, like, what the hell? What the hell, guys? What is life? I don't know. But anyway, let's just get into some of the stories. I have them pulled up right in front of me. My family and I were in Hawaii, and we were walking around a small town when something bad happened. It instantly started to pour rain. Like, pour rain. And I happened to be wearing a white shirt with a freaking dark-colored bra. Ooh. Yikes. You couldn't see it when my shirt was dry, but when it got wet, it was nice and clear for everyone to see. It was so embarrassing. It literally flooded the town that day. The streets were flowing with water, and it was hard to drive in. This reminds me of, what was the movie? In Mean Girls, when Regina and George would, like, cut out the holes so you could see her colored bra. That literally reminds me of that. But also, whatever, who cares? That just reminded me that the last time I was in Hawaii, I've been to Hawaii once, but when I was in Maui, it flooded, and that was the first time I had ever seen roads flood, and my aunt was like, what the heck, you've never seen a road flood? I'm like, no, and literally then this summer, the roads flood a few times in a week. Like in Kentucky, it has been very, very rainy, like very bad. But I'm sorry, that sucks. That literally when I was in Mexico, it was me, Seth, and a bunch of other people that were there, but it was at a hotel in Mexico, and we had one of the rooms with a swim out pool, but we were on the other side, so we were like, oh, let's just cross through the pool to get to the room. And I was wearing white jeans and a green thong. No, not a good look, guys. Not a good look in front of all your guy friends. Not fun times, but oh well, it's okay. My family decided to take a trip to Saudi Arabia, and it was all fun until on the second day we decided to take a tour and didn't really have that much fun, and we were kind of jet lagged. We were really tired when we got to our hotel and went to sleep immediately. The next morning we were going out to go shop, but we were still tired because we didn't get our full night's sleep. My mom woke up and told me to brush my teeth. I wasn't thinking straight since I was really tired. And after brushing my teeth, I started to wake up more, and I noticed my teeth and mouth were on fire. It was like I had just eaten something spicy. I asked my mom, and she said, "Oh, it's probably just the mint in your toothpaste." And I usually don't really use mint toothpaste, so I decided that made sense. After I brushed my teeth, my mom told my older sister to go brush her teeth since there was one bathroom in the hotel room. My sister came right out of the bathroom and went, "Mom, why did you give the muscle pain ointment to my sister?" That's right. My mom made me brush my teeth with a pain removal as toothpaste. My mom's excuse was that she was really tired and just laughed it off. But as an 8-year-old, I was terrified. You're telling me? This always scares me though. Like, when you're so tired, you just grab anything. Honestly, the other day, I almost put, shampoo. I almost grabbed it for my face wash. Bro. No wonder your mouth was That sounds very, very uncomfy. Sorry, bro.
We all know how much time and energy it can take to cook a home-cooked meal, especially when you have to go out to the grocery store to buy all your ingredients and spend time deciding what to even make in the first place. As someone who can often be indecisive with my dinner plans, I love having my meal covered with Every Plate. Every Plate is a subscription meal plan that makes cooking at home easy. Not to mention, its prices are super affordable, setting it apart from other popular meal kits. For only $1.99 per meal, you can spend your money on summer travel, concert tickets, or that new swimsuit you've been eyeing. With its affordable prices and quality meals, Every Plate is a much cheaper alternative to takeout. Every Plate is great because it provides easy-to-follow recipe cards and pre-portioned ingredients so you can spend less time prepping and cooking and more time enjoying good food with family or loved ones. I can't wait to try Every Plate's sweet and spicy ponzu pork meatballs and their chicken sausage linguine. With a changing menu of 14 recipes per week, you'll never get bored. Get started with Every Plate for just $1.99 per meal by going to everyplate.com and entering code GIRLY199. Go to everyplate.com and enter code GIRLY199 to get started.
My family and I were going to Florida in the winter to get away from the cold. Long story short, it was 30 degrees in Florida, and at home it was 50. Yikes. This always happens, I swear. Wherever you go, you're like, "Oh, I'm going to the beach. It'll be so nice. It'll be so warm." Then it rains the entire time. Literally, what the heck? I know this might be boring, but last week I went on vacation and saw this really cute guy, but was scared to even talk to him, and I regret it so much. So I just chose this one because there were so many that literally said the same exact thing. Probably at least 5 of people being like, "Oh my gosh, I saw this really cute guy. We just stared at each other and we spoke once and now I've never seen him ever again." And let me just say, having a crush on someone on vacation, it's just so fun because who cares? You're never going to see them again, but you're invested. You love this person, and it's not a thing, but it is a thing, but he doesn't know it's a thing, but you know it's a thing. So therefore it is. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I was in Maui, there was these 2 brothers who my cousin and my sister and I became friends with. They were from California. One of them was my cousin's age and the other one was our age. And we were like, "Oh my God, they're so cute. And we were like, "Let's go sit in the hot tub with them." So we were just sitting in the hot tub talking with them. And they were so racist and were saying all these demeaning things about being from Kentucky. They were like, "Oh, do you guys ride a horse from school?" All these things where you're like, "What?" They're like, "Do you eat KFC every day?" Dude, I've never had a KFC once in my life. Can confidently say I don't want to. I've had no interest. But Vacation Boys, top tier, top notch. It's just fun, because it's not a real thing and everyone does it. It's fun. one time I went to Hawaii with my friends and this cute-ass guy picked us up and he was really cute. So I started talking to him and then he drove us to a hotel. The next day I went to the beach and he was there and we talked and then we kissed and kind of fell in love, but I had to go home and that was sad. I just love this because it was just all put together. It was like kind of watching, I guess, like a rom-com, you know, where it's like just going so fast and you're like, what the heck is happening? But see, again, the vacation boys. The vacation boys are really coming for us all. I'm going on vacation, and if I don't have a vacation boy story, I'm going to be very disappointed. Honestly, it'll probably be something that's my fault. But if I don't come home with a boyfriend, everyone can say I'm a failure. I'm kidding. I don't care. I'm just saying that so I make myself feel better. It's okay. My family rents houses out along the beach, and this was our first day in a new development. We get there, and all the houses look exactly the same. So we found the right house and started unpacking, and then went down to the beach. When we get there, my mom had me run back to get something for my family for lunch. So I don't really remember what our house looks like because they were all the same. I go up to one, and I'm positive that this is our house. So I walk in the front door and everything looks exactly the same. So I'm like, yes, sure, this is our house. And I go up there to make us some sandwiches and I start getting everything together. And then this woman walks out and I thought she was a cleaning lady. So I said, oh, did you fix the toilet downstairs? It was clogged. And she looks at me and says, who the F are you? And what are you doing in my house? And then I scream and run out of the house. I will never forget this story. The thing is, that I feel like I would do something like this too, because especially in like suburb areas, every house looks exactly the same. It's like the cookie cutter thing. I remember in A-Push, we talked about this like in the 50s, how like living in the suburbs, you were like, yes, me, suburbs, I'm elite, I'm a goddess, whatever. But I feel this. It's like when you accidentally walk into someone else's car because you thought it was your mom, or if you walk up to a lady in the store thinking it was your mom when you were younger and it just isn't your mom, and then you're talking to this random lady and she's like, why is this kid grabbing onto my leg? Anyone else do that? Just me? I feel like I was just always confused as a child. I mean, I would say I'm still slightly confused, but that is okay, I guess. That's cool. Also, going back to the vacation boy stories, when I was in Belize, this was so funny. So I went with 2 other families and 2 of my best friends were there, and we all had a crush on this same guy who, looking back at him, he was not cute at all. But I mean, it's like when it's your only option, you kind of have to convince yourself he's cute. You're like, oh, he's not that bad. He is that bad. He is that bad. But I mean, if you're bored, then hey, or meeting random guys on the beach, that's just so fun. Because you never have to see them again and you can just vibe out and now you're BFFs. And it's a time. It's a fun time. I was visiting my grandparents one summer and I just got my period a few weeks before. I was at my grandma's and it started, so I had to call my mom, but I was too nervous to tell her. I eventually got the nerve to call her, but my aunt, uncle, and little cousins had just shown up. So I told my mom everything, and she had the audacity to straight up and go tell all of my family, everyone that was there, that we were going to the store because I needed tampons. And I mean everybody. Honestly, I feel like when I was younger, I would think that was so embarrassing, but like now, meh. See, I feel like the thing to realize is that, like, who cares? It's more just embarrassing for you, but if you act like it's not embarrassing, no one else will think it's embarrassing for you. It's kind of just the way, like, you portray yourself and how things affect you. But also, if I was younger and that happened to me, I literally might internally die. So, I feel ya. I was at the beach with my friend and the water was freezing. I went in, screamed, and ran back out. I then fell on my face in front of a lifeguard. So I then went back in, tripped, and ripped my swimsuit. Oh, God. We went home after that, with me not being able to open my eyes because they were full of sand. I've never liked the beach since. See, this is understandable. Some people don't like the beach because they're scared of getting bitten by a shark. Or maybe they don't like thinking about the ocean. But this is an understandable fear. It just reminds me of every time I have fallen on my face. Of many, many times. Never at the beach, though. Never at the beach. That has yet to happen. I'm going to the beach in a few days. So hopefully that doesn't happen to me. Rip in the chat. Rip for your swimsuit. So, yeah. Once on vacation, we were driving and had to stop at a CVS since we were about 4 hours, and I decided that I needed to use the restroom. So I did my business, and then I went to go wash my hands, and there was poop in the sink. Ew. I may or may not have puked a little. Then, days later, I had to use another public restroom, and in this particular one, someone had an quote-unquote accident, and that person had pooped all over their jeans and left them on the floor. That being said, I haven't used a public restroom since that trip, and now I have a fear of public restrooms. Beware Florida public restrooms. The end. Why am I not surprised this was in Florida? Literally not surprised at all. If literally reading the story, I was like, oh my god, I bet this was in Florida. It is. Florida is so sketch. I'm sorry for anyone who lives there. R.I.P. Also, I just want to point out, I just don't understand how guys' bathrooms work. Like, they just pee in front of each other and that's okay. I'm saying this like I have never peed in front of anybody. Like, literally, I was at the Grand Canyon for 12 days and I had to pee in front of so many people. But it's just... people are so rude. This reminds me. I have a poo story, guys. So, I don't remember when. Sometime in middle school. Maybe 6th grade. This was, like, so traumatic that I remember. I was in my, what was it called? Pre-algebra. Yeah, that was a while ago. Pre-algebra class. And we just heard screaming in the hallways. And my room was directly across from the bathrooms. And people were running in the hallway. And they were like, oh my god, oh my god. We walked in there. And someone's poo had filled up the entire toilet. And people were all running into the girls' bathroom, like freaking out, literally screaming. So we were like, what the actual heck? And the nurse said that if a child did that, then they would need to go to the ER because it would have, like, ripped your butthole. That's my poo story for the day. No, that was not me. But traumatic. I went on vacation 3 days ago with my family and some of my family friends. My sister and I and one of our family friends went walking around the beach at 10:30 p.m. that night because the adults were having dinner and we got bored. As we were walking down the beach, a green van drove very slowly beside us. Inside, there was a big old man with hundreds of tattoos, and he was also smoking. He was blasting rock music as well. We were scared, but it was fine because we didn't think that he was going to stop at the beach. He kept driving and driving past the beach. We were going to be there alone, so we were hoping he wouldn't come and stop there. After a while, we were sitting on the beach and collecting rocks when the van came back down the hill and onto the beach. The man steps out of the van and we grab our phones in case something happens. My phone had just died. The man took out his phone and started taking pictures of us. We were really scared. He then picked up big rocks from the beach and started collecting them in a bag along with long lines of seaweed. We got up and started to walk away from him. He then started yelling at us. We started to run and he didn't bother following. We were really scared, and it is a moment I will never forget. See, this is one of those creepy old men stories where you're like, how do I live here? How is this How is this legal? You know, I remember when I was younger, I always thought that some car was following me. I think I'm just constantly paranoid in life in general, but I would always think someone was following me. There was some car following me, and this just proves the point. Just proves the point. It's sketchy. Carry your phone with you. I literally always think someone's gonna come in and rob my house. So, like, whenever anyone knocks the door, I literally have my phone pulled up so I can dial 911, which I feel like might be an issue, but also, better to be safe. Better to be safe, am I right? But I hate old men. They're scary. Don't speak to them if an old man walks up to you. No. Stranger danger. Stranger danger, ladies. Stranger danger. No talking to them. I once went to visit an ancient place in India, and there were a lot of trees and plants around. And while I was walking behind everyone else, I saw this cute guy, and I was just staring at him and walking. But little did I know there was a tree coming up ahead, and I banged my head on it so hard my nose started bleeding, and everyone, including the boy, was staring at me, and I began crying. It was so embarrassing. Yikes. Yikes. It sucks to suck, man. Sucks to suck. Okay, so basically on holiday, we went to Spain, and it was like our first week there, and we went down to the pool, and we were swimming around, and I was about 8 or 9 at the time, but I was underwater swimming, and then this 13-year-old Spanish girl swam up to me, and she was topless, and she just started waving at me. I was so scared that I swam away, and she started chasing me. I'm just trying to imagine a naked 13-year-old chasing me, and that just sounds truly terrifying. That reminds me, I was at the pool. This was so traumatic. I don't even know how old I was, but we were playing Sneak Away, which I don't know if y'all know what that is, but it's like where someone's standing up on the pool with their back turned and you have to try to swim to the other side without the person catching you, you know? And one time when we were all swimming back, this girl's bathing suit literally like flew down, and I was so little, so I didn't have like boobs or anything. I was like, oh my god, I was traumatized. Or seeing like old ladies' boobs in the pool, like bathroom area. No. Truly traumatizing. Mega rip in the chat. This is my crazy camping story. So it was a normal morning, and we had decided to go on a walk to our campsite in the mountains. This was our last day, so we decided to make it the best. We had been walking for about 30 minutes, and we turned a corner. There was a bird that I had never seen before. I started to walk around it, but my dog, who was very tiny, started crying and really wanted to get to it. This made the bird very angry. It started to attack us and even jumped on my brother's head. Oh no. After all of that commotion, we walked the other way, heading back to our campsite. As we turned the corner, there was a grizzly bear standing about 10 feet away from us, and I turned around and said to my family, "Bear." They all thought I was joking until the bear looked down at us from where we were standing, and we had to go back the other way, which meant we had to go back through the aggressive bird. We were slowly walking back through the bird, and it took a giant leap at me. I was not trying to die, so I took my sweater that I had in my hand and knocked the bird down. The bird was fine and not hurt. Don't worry. We told the campsite that there was a bear in the area. That was my crazy vacation story. I can't believe you saw a bear. Like, I feel like I always see bear signs, but I've never seen a bear. I know my friend who just went to Alaska, she was telling me how where they were camping, there were like reviews online saying that they had seen like 20 bears, 17 bears, 10 bears when they were camping. And she was there for a week, and she was like, we only saw one bear, if that. And I feel like it's because, aren't they scared of like loud noises or something? So you have to be loud. But honestly, that's kind of scary, but also cool, but also kind of scary because you're like, I could die, but I'll probably be fine. But who knows, man? Literally, who knows? One time my family was in Hawaii and my dad used a pink inner tube and purple swim goggles to look like a fish. Little did he know there was a wedding picture happening. Until I told him the biggest mistake I made on the trip. He photobombed the wedding picture wearing his swimsuit with my hot pink inner tube and wearing my purple goggles, in which were too small for his face. I love that. Your dad? Iconic. Iconic. Okay. Dad goals. Literally, I have so many pictures of my dad photobombing. I swear it's like a personality trait of all dads that every single dad has to photobomb a picture. And honestly, I bet the people in their wedding pictures, they love that. They love that. You just have this random man who you're like, I have no idea who this is. He's just in all your wedding pictures. It's great. It's great. My dad actually on the beach met Adam Sandler, which was cool. They were talking about their kids, which is just random that my dad just started talking to Adam Sandler at a beach and he didn't really know who he was, but we all knew who he was. And he came back to us and he was like, yeah, I was talking to this random guy on the beach. And it was literally Adam Sandler. What? Also, I love how all these stores are in Hawaii. When I went to Hawaii, I was like, oh my god, I'm so cool. No one goes to Hawaii. And literally everyone goes to Hawaii. It's so fun, though. It is very fun. The flight is really... It's so long, especially because I'm on the East Coast. Takes ages. Takes so long to get there. When I was in Hawaii, we went to the pool at the hotel, and after a while, I had to use the bathroom. So I walked over to the bathroom area and went to the ladies' room. When I walked in there were 3 stalls. I walked in one, but I heard like 2 or 3 people in the wheelchair stall. I was like, okay, that's weird. I looked under the stall to see if I could see multiple feet, and instead I saw 2 people sitting in the stall and 1 or 2 people standing. 2 girls and 2 guys. I don't know what they were doing. I honestly don't know if I want to know, LOL. I didn't even use the bathroom because I was so nervous, so I had to hold it for another 3 hours and had to use the freaking ocean. Super embarrassing. Orgy alert. Just gonna say it. That is so sketchy. Why? That's what family bathrooms are for, my dude. I'm kidding. That was a joke. Anyways, those were all my stories, guys. I know this episode was super short, but I'm very tired and I need to go sleep because I'm flying out. But thanks y'all for sending in your stories. There were honestly a lot more. I just picked a few of my favorite ones. Of course, I couldn't include them all, but I really love hearing all your guys' stories and it's super fun. DM me if you have any other vacation stories that you want to share. Obviously they won't go on the pod, but if you just want to share a story, that's cool too. I'd love to hear it. And don't forget to leave a review, subscribe, follow, do all the things. And just know that I appreciate you. And that I hope you guys are having a great summer. I have school in a few weeks, so make a rip in the chat for me. But for everyone else who's still summer, still going strong, lucky you. I want to be you. I'm jealous. And don't forget to check out all the links in the description of this episode to find my newsletter, Instagram, TikTok. I'm trying to think what else is there. Email, other things. Make sure you're following me on Instagram and TikTok if you want to see more from me during the week. I post pretty frequently on there. And yeah, also make sure if you want to support me and the pod that you click the link somewhere in the description. I think it's like the last one that says support. I'd be so grateful to know that y'all are loving the pod and y'all want to help me out to keep this pod running. And I appreciate you. I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing week. Thanks for listening to the episode and I'll see you next time. Bye.